Hi, I'm Jen. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Minerva. We are an AI-based real-time risk assessment platform for financial services, fintechs, and crypto. We're here to keep your organization safe. If you don't think about money laundering as an incursion into Canada's sovereignty, you're probably not thinking about what's actually happening when we're laundering money. I just want to tick that little tidbit in there for you because it is an issue of national security, and especially now as we have things like tampering in our elections, etc. All right, so here's what I set out to do when I conjured up Minerva in my brain. I worked at a bank. I worked at many banks, and my job was to take the regulatory requirements and convert them into process and technology buys for my employers. What an absolute shit show. So if you can think of the most ineffective and inefficient way to do investigation work or risk assessment work, you do it manually, you just throw bodies at it. It costs an absolute fortune. I built Minerva because I wanted the investigators to actually focus on crazy idea, risk, and understanding their customer, and not spend their time doing these manual chores. Why is this important? Because that's how I started this company, but it's not where we are today. And we've heard a lot about the founder journey. Like, it's no joke. It really is like a Greek myth or like, you know, any sort of hero's journey situation. You face trials and tribulations, you bang your head on rocks, you pick yourself up, you do it all over again. And if you're doing it well, you learn. And if you don't learn the first 3 times, you either go out of business or you learn how to learn. Those are kind of your options. So here we were with this amazing platform. It was the fastest, bestest, most effective, cheapest way to get this work done, and nobody knew who we were. We didn't know how to talk about ourselves. I was so inside baseball from an AML regulatory perspective that connecting with like a fintech CEO, they're like, what is she on about? Can I do this faster, cheaper? No, yes. And that was really challenging for us. And then I brought in a head of product. And this was a big step for Minerva, but it also helped me understand that my big technology solution idea is not the same thing as having a product that people want to buy. And I'll tell you, that was a serious kick in the ass because we had to go, well, we didn't have to. We chose to go and look at, crazy idea, customer data. What part of our platform were users using the most? What was driving our ARR? I thought the big investigation problem was the problem everyone wanted to solve. But when we actually got into where our revenue was coming from, it was fintech saying, could you please just help me onboard clients and not go to jail? Could we do that? And so we had this moment of like, I had to let go of the big idea and focus on this incremental piece of work that we needed to do so we can bring everybody along for the ride. So from a founder's journey perspective, that's relatively recent for me, but I would also say it was probably the most challenging on so many fronts about how you think about your business, about where you want to be in 5 years and 10 years. It challenges your ego and all of your assumptions. And if you're not working with people in your team who are doing those things with you, you got the wrong team. So that's all my founder wisdom. It's not a lot, but that product journey piece is a real unlock for your business. And it's important to focus on. It took me a long time to get that my big, wonderful idea was not the same thing as a product. Thank you. And I didn't use the slides at all, so we're just going to ignore those.
You can ignore those slides. I have a question for you.
For sure.
You're selling something that's business critical, right? Because if you screw up AML, you're in trouble. So how do you get the sales? Like what first client? How do you get the first client?
Who was the, oh my God, our first client was super non-ICP client. It was a insurance regulator based in British Columbia. But what they were, well, they weren't our ICP, they were actually our best customer because they came in, they smashed keys, they gave us so much feedback. And then they started asking for features and function to serve insurance. And I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna do that for you, but thank you so much. Our next biggest client was Coinbase. And we were 4 people. It was like, huh, we should hire, yeah.
Coinbase know yet for people?
No?
Any other questions? One more question. All the way up there. Let's get a runner.
Profile banks and AML, not going to name any names. How is that? In light of those banks that I mentioned that are just getting huge fines for not doing well with AML, how is that affecting your business?
It's good for business. It is, and it's not, I mean, it's not rocket science. I don't know if you're spending your evenings reading consent orders at home from regulators, but I do. If you read the TD consent order, it is a effing like movie of the week in the making. It is a master class in how to F this up. So I like how it's not going to be a movie, I don't know. It's so juicy. So if you want to have a look at that, I would like it's public, go read it. It's really, really good. Yes, it's good for business. The challenge that any Canadian fintech has is one around who the hell are you guys? Can you actually handle our business? Only now, after being in market for like 4 years, have we earned enough stripes, despite our background in industry, to actually be able to talk to larger enterprise tech clients.
Awesome, and congratulations. Can I get a round of applause?